Welcome back to Gooner Fanzine TV. Just a short way away from the King Power Stadium after Arsenal's very disappointing 2-0 defeat by vibrant Leicester side. Got Dan the man who's come from the press box and Unai Emery's press conference. You can see what Dan said about Unai Emery and Brendan Rodgers on another video of ours. But at the moment we're going to talk about player ratings. Let's just go through it, Dan. So obviously, Bern Leno.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I gave him a 6.5. Made some decent saves, especially that one in the second half from Vardy was a really good save. I thought he collected some crosses well, but wasn't really helped by his defence, was he? So 6.5.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought his handling was good on a greasy, wet surface, basically, and like you say, did a couple of really good sort of confident claims and punches as well. I'm not a big fan of goalkeepers punching, but maybe on a day like this, you need to. 6.5, you lose 2-0. Yeah, I suppose that's about right, really.
And then Hector Bellerin, I may have probably been a bit too kind with this one, but I thought he was fairly decent. I gave him a 7.
Yeah.
I thought he got forward really well. He looked like probably Arsenal's most dangerous attacking player, which just shows how bad the performance was. I think he still needs a bit of match sharpness, but yeah, decent performance from Bellerin. So I gave him a 7.
Absolutely, I completely agree. I thought he was very, very dangerous going forward. I thought he showed real character in going forward, in bombing forward. He was always there to supplement colleagues further forward. Yeah. He looked sound defensively as much as you can be in a defence managed by Unai Emery. He just showed a bit of leadership as well, showed a bit of character on a really horrible evening. I think 7 was probably about right.
Then the centre halves gave Chambers a 6.5. I thought he played fairly well, to be fair. I mean, he probably could have been a bit further across for the first goal. He should have been the one marking Vardy. But I thought he marshalled him and Barnes really well, especially in the first half. Decent performance. I think he's probably more suited to playing that right centre half role, either other than a kind of centre back in a 2 pairing or as a right back. Yeah. So yeah, okay from him. I thought 6.5.
Yeah. I was trying. I mean, you'd probably seen it better than us in the away end. But did the ball go through his legs for? I can't remember if it was the first or second goal basically. But it looked like I can't remember who squared it. But the ball went through his legs.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, he probably could have stepped out and defended it better. But I mean, you could have said that about any of them really.
Yeah. So 6. Yeah, 6.5. I think it's probably right really.
Yeah. And then David Luiz, I gave him a 5. I thought he was awful again today.
Why? I'd probably agree, but why?
I mean, Arsenal bought him because he can play out from the back, and he just can't do it. Yeah. He just can't. Yeah. There were so many times. If you watch the game back, you could see it from where I was. Obviously, I'm in an elevated position, and I get to see kind of the whole pitch. Whereas in the away end, you maybe don't. Yeah. But there's so many occasions when he gets the ball and he steps out from the back, and he's got Aubameyang or Lacazette running through the channels, and he just has the easiest pass, just whip it round and play him in. He just waits. And he waits, and he waits, and he gives the ball away. What does he offer? He can't defend very well. Yeah. It doesn't do the one thing that Arsenal bought him in to do, and he's just it's been a terrible signing. Yeah,
and he's a liability defensively as well, let alone offensively. Yeah, absolutely. Would you give him a 5? Yeah, I'd probably give him 4.5 to be fair on today's, but yeah, it's about in the same ballpark.
Yeah. This one I think you're definitely going to disagree with, but I thought it was really good today. Rob Holding. I gave him a 7.
7, okay.
I thought, especially in the first half, he was the one defender who was really proactive. He stepped out a lot of times to intercept passes coming through, to nick the ball. I mean, second half he kind of faded a little bit, but I thought probably his best performance since he's come back defensively. You're probably going to disagree, but I gave him a 7. So.
Yeah, and I think right in the first half, I thought he played really well. They looked really solid, as much as Arsenal can look solid when they try and play from the back under Unai Emery. Second half, you're right, I think he did fade a little bit. And obviously the 2 late goals marred his sort of blotted his copy, but really, I'd probably given him a 6, maybe a 5.5, but I don't know. A 6, I guess go 6, okay. Go on.
And then Kolasinac, I gave a 5.5. Apart from the goal that was ruled out for offside, he just can't deliver a ball to save his life.
I was going to say he can't.
He just cannot put the cross in.
Not out of 10 for crosses.
You say
again.
This every time.
I know, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, a lot of Leicester's threat, I think, especially in the second half, came down his side as well. Yeah. He doesn't look like a defender who wants to play out from the back either. He looks like somebody who wants to play a 1-2 and just leg it. Yeah. 5.5.
Yeah, I'd agree. To be fair, yeah.
And then Guendouzi gave him a 4.5. I thought.
Why?
Because it's obviously difficult in a 2-man midfield when you're playing against what's essentially a 5-man midfield. Yeah. But there was no attempt to control the game. He got overrun a lot of the times. He gave the ball away in silly situations. You can't fault his effort and his work rate. You can't knock him for that because he does work hard and he does battle. But he's just got to use the ball better in some situations.
Yeah. I think that'll come from experience like we've talked about before. I thought he didn't hide. I thought he looked for the ball and he looked to use it and kick on, but he obviously wasn't effective and nowhere near as effective as he should have been. Basically, what'd you give him?
4.5.
4.5. Blimey. Maybe 5.5, just for his effort more and work rate.
And then alongside him, Lucas Torreira, I gave a 5. I thought same kind of problem, didn't really control the game. A lot of the times you saw him try and go close to Maddison, who was just one step ahead and was turning away, it was in the space. Obviously Maddison's a difficult player to play against, and when you're outnumbered it's obviously going to be difficult, but I think he could have done more, especially positionally, to avert a bit that problem. And then when he went forward at times as well, when he just looked a bit kind of lost, didn't he? I mean, there was a chance when he got the ball in the box and could have had a shot and he just didn't know what to do with it, really.
I must admit, I wanted more from him today, basically, and he didn't really deliver. He's still an upgrade on Xhaka as far as I'm concerned, but at the same time, he could have given more today, and he should have given more. And maybe he's just getting used to playing that position again, because obviously Emery has played him further forward. But I was slightly disappointed with him. So, what did you give him a 5?
5.
5, 5.5, maybe.
And then Mesut Ozil I gave a 5.5. I thought when Arsenal were on the counter, he was doing okay. You know, he was the one who was kind of always starting the move, and then he was running on and trying to provide support. I don't think he found the space as well as he could, and he has done in the past. There was lots of times when there was a big kind of triangle or square of space between two Leicester midfielders and a defender, and that's where he should have been. Basically, he wasn't there. So I don't know whether that was saying that Emery told him don't do it for some bizarre reason. I wouldn't be surprised. But I thought he could have used the space better. But okay performance, gave him 5.5.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of layoffs he did that were really good. He got clobbered on one of them as well. He showed a bit of bravery for Mesut Ozil. Again, he looked okay going forward, didn't he? You don't expect anything defensively, and he did fade as well. So I'd probably agree with that. To be fair, maybe a 5.5, 6 basically. But
Lacazette I gave a 5, I believe. Should have taken that chance in the first half. Should have put Arsenal ahead. He still looks rusty in front of goal. He worked hard, you can't fault him for that. But I think a lot of the time he was forced to drop deep. Obviously, Sionchu really marked him out of the game well.
Didn't he?
A lot of the times he was forced to kind of come deep, pick the ball up, and then link the attack, which I don't think is where you really want him. You want him in the box.
Yeah, exactly.
But he still doesn't look sharp in front of goal for me. So 5.
Yeah, you're right. I think he still needs minutes. He doesn't look as sharp as he can be, and we all know he is basically. But you're right. Sanuku pushed him out wide to the channels. He was forced to sort of forage down the channels when he should be in the middle. Basically, is that his problem, or is that a really solid defensive
performance?
From Leicester. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's probably fair comment, to be fair.
And then Aubameyang I gave a 5.5. I thought his pace on the counter was really important. Obviously, he dragged Arsenal up the pitch a lot of the time. He just needs a service. You can't expect him to win a game on his own, as Arsenal have done this season. He's not that kind of player. He's someone who needs the service, and then he'll take the chances, the difficult ones, inside the area. And if he doesn't get the service, what do you expect him to do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There were a couple of times when he sort of, it looked like he was going to get behind the shoulder of the last defender and create a lot of problems, but it just didn't happen for him today, did he? Not for want of trying, and it was great that the Arsenal fans were singing his name as the new Arsenal captain, basically, and that was good to see. But there's a lot more to come from him, really, hopefully, isn't there? It just wasn't his night.
And then the substitutes, Pepe gave a 5. Didn't really impact the game, did he? And same with Joe Willock. I don't think I actually gave him a rating because he wasn't on long enough for me to have an impact. So
absolutely.
Yeah, but I think saying that, they should have been brought on earlier. I mean, it took what, 75 minutes. I mean, that's something that we really lamented Arsene Wenger for, wasn't it? Waiting so long to make substitutions. We've seen Emery in the past change things at half time if they're not going well. I don't understand why he didn't do it today. I thought the game would have been made for Pepe, especially playing on the counter attack. We saw how good he was. Obviously, he missed the chances against Liverpool in the league game, but he was a real problem, wasn't he? So I think the game was made for him, and he probably should have started or come on a bit earlier.
Absolutely. I was thinking that myself in terms of why has Emery left it so late when he's been so proactive, or he's certainly proactive during the 22-match unbeaten run last season.
Praise him for,
yeah, exactly. I mean, he'd make 2 substitutions at half time if he thought it was the right thing to do. Has he lost his mojo? Is he a bit too cautious? Is he a bit too scared to make those decisions now? It was strange putting Pepe on so late, wasn't it? Like you say. So very, very disappointing. Talking of Emery, give us a mark for Emery.
2.
2, really? That much?
Yeah.
Why?
Wrong game plan. Even though he claimed it was executed perfectly, it was completely the wrong game plan. They went out to draw the game. They shouldn't have done. And just, should have made the substitutions early. I mean, the one thing you probably can say is that the back three worked better than the four has in recent games. It wasn't great, but I think there were tiny signs of improvement, minuscule signs of improvement.
Yeah.
So, 2.
Yeah, fair enough. But the thing is, he started the season with a 4, and he's had 12 months prior to that to decide what he wants. And now he's going back to a 3, potentially a 5. It's like, he doesn't know. It's muddled thinking
I
again,
don't think that he doesn't know. I think he's desperate times, for desperate measures. I think he's just going, well, what do I do next?
Yeah.
It's not working. I mean, we've seen it in recent weeks. Like, what was the game? The one where he put Ceballos out wide.
Yeah.
It was just, I'll try this now.
Yeah.
I'll go to the back three. I'll try this now. I'll keep changing the defence. I'll keep mixing up his play in midfield. I'll play with a narrow midfield. I'll play with 2 wide players. I'll play with 2 strikers, 1 striker. It's just he's tried everything in the book.
Yeah.
I don't know where he goes from here.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's the international break now. We're going to have a proper chat about this in the podcast on Monday night. But briefly, what do you think Arsenal should do? What do you think they will do?
He's got to go for me.
But they won't sack him, will they?
I don't think so. No. But he should go.
Yeah. I
mean, you've got. You look at we obviously mentioned in the previous video about people like Eddie Howe, Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah.
But you look at managers who are available at the moment. You've got Luis Enrique, who's not got a job. Top manager, has won the Champions League.
Yeah.
Has got experience at the very top level. Allegri's not on a job at the moment.
Yeah.
Obviously, questionable character.
Yeah.
But won titles at the top level. There's top managers out there who aren't employed. I'm not including Jose Mourinho in that, by the way.
No, absolutely. Yeah,
there's top managers out there who don't have a job. Why not strike when they are on top? You look at what Bayern Munich have done. Things weren't going how they wanted.
Yeah.
And they've decided, well, right, managers go in there. And it's what big clubs do. They make big decisions, big ballsy decisions.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Arsenal have to do that now.
Absolutely. And don't believe the nonsense that Arsenal can't afford to sack Unai Emery. It's 6-7 million off his contract. How much is that versus how much Arsenal would lose in terms of not qualifying for the Champions League? Yeah. So it's not about money. It's about whether, like you say, they've got the balls to do it, basically. So it's going to be a really interesting international break. We've got loads to talk about. We've got the Monday night podcast. Thanks for watching. You've heard Dan's opinion. You've heard my opinion. Let us know what you think. Like, share, comment. Like I say, we've had our say now. What do you think about Unai Emery? What do you think about Arsenal's performance against Leicester on a sorry evening in Leicestershire outside the King Power? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.